Okay. First thing is approval of the minutes. We have the February 26th minutes that need approval. We mistakenly approved them before they were sent out. Peg, that's you and I. I'll make a motion to approve the February 26th minutes.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And
Abstain.
Bill is an abstain. Okay. The next one is the March 11th minutes. They were submitted by Councilor Lynch. I'll take a motion to approve those.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay, if you would, Bill, send February 20th, and I'll try to remember myself to get them to Barbara. Mayor communication, Mayor, anything other than what's on the agenda this evening?
No.
Okay. We have no public to speak, so we'll start with the new business. The mayor's office sent us this afternoon, dates for the budget hearings.
Proposed.
Proposed. Bill, did you get those? And Peg, you have those in front of you, the dates? Email, Bill.
I don't think Bill was copying on it. It was just between you, me, the mayor, and finance.
Okay, here's what we got, Bill. I'm going to try and share the screen for them, Bill.
Yep.
See if I do this right.
Wow.
Can you see that, Bill?
Yes.
Oh, you know, I'm supposed to be a technical person. Anyway, I don't have a problem with these dates. Apparently, I'm not going anywhere. So, I assume, Mayor, we're getting the budget next week.
Sorry.
The idea would be I'd be presenting you with a balanced budget on May 6th.
May 6th.
Yep.
Okay. I was told, I believe by Val, that.
Yeah.
So now I need to stop share. I'm going to stop the share so I can see everybody. Val, you were going to try and provide us with a version of the budget. Was it you? I don't know, or Jen said that did not have all of the narration and just had the figures, because we're not getting a printed version. We're only getting a digital version. I don't know if you heard that, Bill, but that's the case. So we could look at it and not have to.
Well, Val is giving numbers. I mean, the process isn't different than past years. Audit is going to give finance numbers, and one document will be, of course, the budget summary of what we have to publish, and then the other will be, you know, the numbers you would normally see. It'll follow the same format as last year. And at that point, I'm going to stop and defer to Jen with the permission of the chair to explain what our plan is to present on the 6th.
My only
That's okay.
My only concern is that we all have the same document, so we're quote on the same page when someone has a question. That's all I care about. If it has to be the big document, that's fine. Jen, do you see any difference in that?
I mean, I can break it down into, you know, like the budget meetings, how they're broken down. I can get you each those numbers because I have everything in a master spreadsheet, but it is, it's broken down into worksheets by department. So it's not difficult to do.
Is that document, when it's sent out digitally, it's a PDF, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I can easily.
Well, then we'll just use the large document, PDF.
Okay.
And I think what we can do, I can share the screen, like I just proved that I know how to do, and go page by page. Bill, is that okay with you? I mean, we'll have to do it that way.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Can you forward me the information and the dates that you already have that everybody's agreed upon that I haven't seen yet?
No one's agreed upon them. I propose dates.
No, that's fine.
That's all.
But
Yeah,
I mean,
and we haven't, and those departments on that list, Bill,
yeah.
Don't know. I mean, we're proposing, I just put it together to fit our timeline, but
No,
none of the departments, you know, I figured you guys have to look at your calendar.
I get it, and I need to look at my calendar. So can I get those dates so that we can?
Well, we want to settle this now, so I'm gonna. Can you look at your calendar when I give you the dates, or is that?
That's why I wish I had it like when you guys got it. I don't understand.
I got it this afternoon. I assumed you got it. I should have looked at it. Here it is, Bill.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. Are you seeing the dates, Bill?
Yeah. I'm seeing
I'm
that.
going to send it to you, Bill.
Well, we have time, but I'm assuming that we're going to get all the department heads at these meetings, correct?
Well, yeah, but I mean, we want to make sure that that's going to work.
I mean, I don't have anything on those dates. I'm fine with it. What time are we looking at? Are we looking at a 5 o'clock time, 6 o'clock, 5:30?
5:30 is what we've been doing,
Yep,
but
it's fine.
I could change it if we had to.
No, it's fine. I just, I with work and people coming and going more and more, it's just I want to make sure that I get ample time. But anything comes up, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah, that would be better. Okay.
My calendar's clear on those days. 5:30 is good.
We're gonna move on to the agenda. The first thing up is the 35,223 employer share of the health insurance premium holiday. This is what's required of the agreement you made with last year, the 1 week premium holiday. I certainly have no questions. I see it as required for bargaining. Mayor, is that?
Can I just make a comment, Dan?
Sure.
This is not pertaining to the agenda item. It's pertaining to the people who are on this call. If you're not speaking, could you please put yourself on mute? There's a whole lot of background noise. And it's hard to, it cuts out the talker when you have background noise. And I'm looking at you, no. Go ahead, Dan, I'm sorry. So go for it. You were talking about the holiday for the
35,223,
health insurance premium.
the collective bargaining agreement. Mayor, do you have any comments on this?
No, I mean, it is
Required.
what it is. No comment.
We're taking it from the excess overlay for the assessors. I'm just curious. We don't need that money there. They had, I always assumed that was for when people want to, am I correct on this? When people come in for a abatement, is that where that money comes from, Jen, Val? What is the overlay?
The way it works is every year we appropriate money for an overlay account in the budget. After so many years, when the tax levy for those years are settled, we can request the assessors to release that overlay that is no longer needed and use it for any purpose as if it was like free cash. So I asked them to release 40,000 in 2 older years that have no more outstanding taxes in them so that we can use it for this purpose.
I didn't know that it continued year by year. It didn't become free cash then. It's in the overlay account. It stays there.
It always stays there until it gets allowed to be taken out by the assessors, and then it gets spent by the end of the year or it goes into free cash.
Okay.
But you have to ask them to release it. The mayor asks them to release it, and then once they do, it can be voted just like as if it was free cash.
Very good. Protect our free cash. Any raise your hand if you have a question, counselors? No questions? Okay, I'll take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion to approve $35,223 from the excess overlay to the Blue Cross Blue Shield Health Insurance Liability Account. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that's done. The next two are rather self-explanatory. The first is $100,000 from free cash to the snow and ice deficit, $100,000. I had asked last week if Val needed more money, but I think you explained that we were all set because we had a snowstorm since we last did this, since you submitted this. So we're okay on that, correct, Val?
Yes, yeah. We anticipated there might be a couple more snows before the end of the season.
Okay, we do this every year. This is good. It used to be long ago that it would accumulate and become a deficit spending and we'd have to take it out of the next year's budget, but this way we don't have to. Lindsay, you look like you have a question. You look confused. Anybody have questions, Bill, Meg, on this one?
Nope.
Yeah, I just had one, Dan.
Mhm.
Do we know what last year's total was that we spent on snow and ice? Because I know we budget 250, and this would be like another 100,000 on it, right? So
Val or Jen, who's answering that one?
I don't have last year's in front of me of what it ended up being. You mean what we voted extra? It's always been 250. And the reason we keep it the same is because DOR allows you to deficit spend as long as you raise at least what you had the year before.
Yep.
So once we put it up, we have to keep it up.
no, I understand the 250 for
Okay.
the budget.
Yeah.
The appropriation for the additional spend, I guess, is what
Yeah.
I was looking for. You know, if,
I don't have offhand what it was last year.
Does Jen or Val
It
have
was,
access
it
to
was
those
more
figures?
than this, though, I think. I'm pretty sure it was more than this.
I think it was too. I just wanted to throw it out there. No rush. If you could send that to me, if you could figure it out. I mean, I know this year we've been pretty, it's pretty mild winter. So, you know, I know that, but I'm just trying to see. I couldn't figure it out before the meeting today.
Okay.
Try to
Val
look
and
it up.
Jen, do you have access to your ability to get to those figures from last year? Okay, thank you. Just send them to,
Yeah.
send them to the committee. That'd be good. It's a good for comparison. It's a trend. Even if you did a couple of years,
Yeah, I could put a
that's
few.
not too hard. Okay. Anybody else for this item? JP, Lindsay, anybody? Okay, I'll ask for a motion for $100,000.
So moved?
Second.
We have a motion to move $100,000 from free cash to the snow and ice line item accounts. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, aye. Okay, thank you. Next up is money to the tax rate stabilization fund. This is welcome from me that we're going to be able to do this from free cash. Build it up so that maybe next year we can use it in the budget. So I have no questions. I'm happy to see it. Counselors.
No, I'm happy to see it as well.
I agree. I get it. It's good.
Hey, Lindsay, you can do this, you know, Lindsay, you could do this.
Oh.
You didn't know about that? Anyway, I don't know how to get rid of it now.
Just click on it again.
Click on it again.
There you go. It's gone.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I'll take a motion to approve this. I can't get rid of it.
So moved?
Second.
We have a motion to move $100,000 from free cash to the tax rate stabilization account. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. The next item is $75,000 from the general stabilization account to cover expenses for the COVID-19 emergency. My question is, Mayor, I think you said this previously, that this is to cover spending in those accounts until we get money from FEMA. Is that a correct statement? You're muted. Let me unmute you. Okay. Well, no. I can't. You do it.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the absolute things that we need to go right out and get kind of expense. And if it's not used, of course, it goes right into free cash. The 10,000 that's split, the 10,000 in salary is helping us get additional support for public health and our inspections so we don't fall behind in these contact investigations we need to do. I am happy to report and give credit to Val for talking me through it. Right now, the budget that the departments are spending within their existing budgets and not spending over that. But what they are doing is they're marking that expense as COVID related. So we have not so it's not as if the police need money or health needs money out of that that $65,000 because they don't have it in their budget, where everyone is staying within their budget, and we feel like that will remain till the end of the fiscal year. Val, do you want to walk through that policy a little bit?
Let me ask a quick question. So what you're saying is this money was there in case those.
It's an in case.
Needs.
It's not spent. Right. It is not spent. The salary, we're going to have to, the $10,000 that go into the Board of Health is probably what we most likely will have to use if we use anything right now. But this is a just in case, not all the money is earmarked. We just want to be ready to go.
Are we getting reimbursed though for this, or is that?
So right now, right now we're being told that it's FEMA. It's a 75% reimbursement of our expenses.
Okay, great. Val, did you want to go into more detail?
Yeah, and we had a discussion on this today, and the plan is to stay within our budget and hold everyone to that and mark things that are COVID. And the 75,000 is only for items that are specifically necessary for COVID, and would be an item like paying for the signatures we have to do online. The
document signatures, okay.
Yeah, electronic document signatures, or the Board of Health that has specifically expenses for COVID, like the nurse coming in from Northampton or something like that. Well, actually, we have a grant for that. But anyway, extra people that she has to use because of the COVID, or extra materials we need, either medical or cleaning supplies or whatever, specifically for COVID. So the plan is that we're just going to track everything that we spend that's COVID. We don't know right now what qualifies and what doesn't qualify. We don't know right now when this is going to happen, how much we will get. So we're trying to stay within the budget, and then if money is dispersed, or if we can file for reimbursement, we will. And if it's after the close of the fiscal year, that money can come in to shore up next year's budget.
Okay.
If we get notified before the end of the fiscal year that we're getting a certain X amount of dollars, and we know exactly what qualifies, we can move those expenditures out into a special revenue account and get them out of the budget, and then use that account when the money comes in. But I don't think we're going to see it before the end of the fiscal year.
So I don't understand. Once the budget is closed and you get this new revenue in, let's say you get a FEMA reimbursement, how does that reimbursement will be based on 75% of all those expenses?
Right.
So that reimbursement becomes new revenue. Does it become free cash for next year, or can you use it in 21's budget?
What happens is it goes into the 21 revenue that we've received, and when you close the year in 21, it becomes free cash.
But it can't be used for the budgets?
Well,
Here, if you need it?
if the money came in and I set it up, see, the problem is once the year closes and we've already closed the year, those expenditures that it was reimbursement for are gone. So we can't resurrect them and move them out to match with the money. You know what I'm saying? The year.
Well, I think what I'm trying to say is it's excess revenue, as if we got more money in taxes. So it can't be used for the 21 budget, but it becomes free cash the following year.
Yes.
It's revenue that we got after the budget's been approved, correct?
Right. So when you close 21, if we're missing a quarter or 2 quarters of revenue, all of that FEMA reimbursement will fill up that hole in the budget, if you know what I mean.
When you close 21, okay.
Right.
Counselors, question, Bill or Peg? Bill?
No, makes sense.
Lindsay, JP? Okay. I'll take a motion to approve the 75,000 then.
So moved.
Second?
We have a motion to move 75,000 from general stabilization to two accounts for the COVID-19 emergency resources. Do you have any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Last one is the $800, and I guess, Jen, you were going to speak to this. That it seems really small, considering what Bree has been doing. So
This was just before all of this got to the point where we were on Zoom meetings and we were still all in the office. Bree, anticipated that she was already kind of in a place where she needed at least assistance with food inspections and things of that nature. So she knew that, when this all started coming, that this was going to have to be her focus. And mainly, she was looking for $800 to get someone in quickly to assist her. And I don't have a copy of the appropriation form or the transfer form that we filled out, but I had extra in one of my line items, and I was happy to give it to her because it was, yeah, there we go. I can't read that from here, but we did write the explanation on there.
I'm screen sharing, Jen.
Thank you. So it was kind of like we knew that the mayor was going to need to go to the stabilization account for COVID, and it was kind of one of those, like, how do we get this ball rolling so that Bree has what she needs to at least kick things.
Well, given that we just gave her $10,000 for extra salaries, this is something separate. So it's not like she's going to need more than this because she has that $10,000. Am I reading that correctly? We just did the $10,000 for public health emergency salaries. So I'm assuming that's to help her with inspections as well.
Yes.
Okay, so then, because I thought 800 wasn't enough considering what she's going through, but okay.
It was a Band-Aid, really, like just to kind of get someone to pick up some of the slack before.
So we're basically reimbursing an account.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you notice the account number on the 75,000 is a different department than the health department. It's 5200, which is specifically for the COVID.
But it's also under Bree's control, correct?
It's under the mayor's control.
Oh,
The mayor is signing off on anything that gets spent from that account
okay. I'm just wondering.
because it may be used by Ashley for electronic
I get you.
things,
I get you.
building department.
I get you. Okay. But if Bree needed some extra salary help, she would ask the mayor out of this account.
Right,
Same as Ashley or anybody else. Okay.
right.
Out of the other account. Okay. Thank you. Questions from the counselors, Bill or Peg?
No,
This is on the $800.
I'm with you. I'm tracking.
JP, all set? I'll take a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to move $800 from the treasurer's equipment account to the Board of Health Professional Services account. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That deals with all the appropriations. We are not going to deal with stipends for a while, so I extended that at the last meeting. JP, do you have an update on the CPA tax exemption? I didn't expect it this evening. As you know, it requires a vote, so we have to get our decisions made by September to get it on the ballot. But I still think it's valid. I don't know if you have anything to report on it. You have to unmute. There you go.
I just wanted to report that given the coronavirus situation, it didn't certainly seem appropriate to be able to take the resources of finance directors, treasurers, and auditors from the various communities to be asking them to help another community out when everyone there is trying to learn the new processes, figure out how to interact from home. So I do not have an update from the various communities, but I did have some information to share. I could try it by the screen, or I don't know if you can read this.
32 communities in Western Mass. Just read it.
Okay, essentially it's saying that of the 32 communities in Western Mass that have CPA, 24 have adopted the low income exemption, lower and lower moderate senior exemption. That's 75% of the communities in Western Mass already have what we're considering. And I thought that was important information to share with the Finance Committee.
I think that allows us then to find out how they administer it and all the other aspects of it. That's fantastic, so that we're not going blindly into this. My biggest concern was, are we giving too much, just a minute, Peg, too much work on the assessors or whoever's supposed to administer this, but that'll give us good information. Peg.
Yes, sir. So only 32 of the 351 municipalities have opted for CPA. Is that true?
Did I said in Western Massachusetts,
Oh,
I think.
okay.
So,
You did.
Okay.
yeah,
I just
they're
wanna-
not, certainly not only 32 of
Yeah, I was like,
351.
wow. Okay, thanks.
But that gives us a chance to look at those communities and see how it works. It also gives us a chance to see if you have a similar community to our tax base, how much they find it's costing them, because that's important to know before we go into it. Although the CPA committee was not concerned about it at all. They feel it's worth doing, so. Anything else on it, JP?
Thank you.
All right, well, whenever you feel it's appropriate, the biggest thing is how it's being administered. I don't want to blindside Lori and everybody in the assessors, myself, so, and what it might cost the CPA. So once you get that information, we'll bring it forward.
Happy to bring that forward. I'm not sure we'll have very much on what it'll cost because every community's population is a bit different, but certainly we can find out and ask the question if it's a burden on the assessors' offices.
I imagine it's also the Board of Assessors. It's like the abatements that they look at, qualifications. I have nothing else. Mayor, Val and Jen, are we getting new appropriations at next week's council meeting? Does anybody know?
Yeah, I think we have a few coming.
Yeah.
Then I will schedule the next meeting for the 22nd. Is that all right with councilors?
Yep.
And we'll deal with that. And I will also put them on, okay,
5 or 5:30?
5:30 is the meeting time we've been setting, and I'd like to keep it that way. Is that all right, Phil? Okay. And I'll probably set, we have public hearings for all of these items at the next meeting.
Yeah.
And I'll set public hearings for those items so they're not impacting on the budget when we get to the budget. And those dates for the budget, I think, are fine. I'll give those to Barbara. Or do you want to wait on that?
Well, I don't know if Bill needs a little more time to figure out.
I'm good.
You're good?
TikTok, Bill, come on.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
So we'll schedule those meetings so the department heads can plan.
Yeah.
I keep saying that, it's like they're supposed to be home. It's not like they're going anywhere. Thank you all. And I thank you, Lindsay, for joining our meeting.
I just had a quick question.
Yes.
Unrelated to finance, but certainly to the coronavirus situation and our Zoom abilities. Do we have the capacity to have multiple meetings through the city council account at the same time?
No,
Defer to Peg.
no. No.
Can the planning board and the council have meetings scheduled at the same time? And the school committee, I'm just curious.
Yes. We have 4 accounts. And so you could have one meeting on each of the 4 accounts simultaneously.
Okay, good.
You just can't have 2 council meetings at the same time.
Right, so two committee meetings of the council or the main, whatever.
Using different licenses, they can go crazy.
So Peg, then I'm going to schedule all these meetings right away so other chairs know what meetings are happening.
Yeah, and I will also say there was a little slight glitch this afternoon. I think, Dan, you may have logged into this a little early, and I was actually on a call using this ID and was logged out. So we're going to have to figure out a way.
Oh, the health agent meeting?
Yeah, so
Oh,
we're
I
gonna,
didn't know I couldn't do that. I'm sorry.
but it's actually, I mean, it's a weird thing. I was logged out, but the meeting continued. So I don't know what would have happened if we kept going for a lot longer, but we'll just have to figure out a process of
Well,
checking.
if it's possible, I always like to start meetings 15 or 10 minutes before so people can get on and make sure they're all set.
Right.
So when we schedule meetings, maybe we get a little buffer between them.
Yeah, so
They're bumping up to each other.
the only problem we run into is the appointments meeting, which is then followed by city council. So if appointments goes long and people start dialing into city council, we could get some weird overlap. So we'll have to just keep an eye. It happened actually last city council meeting where I was logged into both appointments and city council, and it kicked me out of city council, and I had to restart it. And as a result, I don't think it recorded the long city council meeting because I logged out and logged in. So it's a glitch we have to figure out. Let me put it that way.
There is no direct link to Easthampton Media where they can take this recording. I have to send it to them, correct?
If they are not doing a simulcast, then yes, because there's no place. But you have to upload it to their site, Dan, which you and I can do tomorrow.
Yeah, let's talk that. So everybody else, thank you. The meeting is, I'd like a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so everybody else, you leave. I just need to talk to Peg about the.
Oh, we're gonna do it today. Okay.
Good to see.